We're on the second day of Slichos, and as every day, we start off Slichos with a sentiment. The first sentiment we say, more or less, L'cho Hashem atzdaka v'lo b'shas hapanim. To you, God, is all righteousness, and to us, we're ashamed, shamefacedness. And the simple understanding, as Rashi explains in that pasuk in Daniel, that we say, Takadosh Baruch Hu, everything that happens to us, all the things, the difficulties, and the things that give us question and sometimes lead us to sin, is all justified. It's all right. You're just in what you do. We justify Hashem what He does, and we're embarrassed that we're reactive and we don't live up to our reputation and our expectation because we're upset. We understand it's all for our best, and that's why I say v'lo b'shas hapanim. That's why we're ashamed. I was thinking perhaps there's a different message here. You know, when a person is embarrassed and feels bad, sometimes we call it guilt, for having come up short. It's a dangerous tightrope. You can fall very, very far. I read a story this week in the Indian magazine, authored by an article in the Indian of the Hamadiyah by Ruhi Tursky, a story about the Nugget Yehuda. The Yehuda had a Talmud who went off the derech, not just went off the derech, he joined another derech, he became a priest. And it bothered him terribly. And he decided that he would walk by the priest's quarters. He had heard that the priest gazes out on the street certain times during the day. And he said, if the priest catches a sight of me and asks me to come in, I'll speak to him. Sure enough, the priest saw him, his former Rabbi, and he called him in. And the Nugget Yehuda asked him, why, what happened? And he says, I came from a poor family, I came from far away, and I ate teg, I ate my daily bread by the different people in the town who volunteered to host the Talmidim of the yeshiva. They didn't have dormitories. And I found myself one Pesach, I didn't have enough money even to go home. And I had to eat teg. And I was sitting at a family, and I was starving. And in the middle of the Seder, there was a question about a certain kugel the hostess made. The hostess asked me, while I was yet a Talmud in yeshiva, to go to the Rabbi and ask him what to do with the kugel. The Rabbi said that al pi din, it's probably okay, but because we're machmer on Pesach, you should tell the hostess not to use it. But on the way home, I was so hungry and so desperate. I ate it, and I felt so guilt-ridden. I came back and told what the Rabbi said, that I really shouldn't use it, and that I ate it. And from that, I felt so bad and such a failure that I gave up. From that point on, I just felt so bad about myself. So then the Yehuda told him, he says, no, my dear Talmud, you'll always be my Talmud, but realize you have to forgive yourself. You can't assume that you're worthless. HaKadosh Baruch Hu holds out hope for us and has faith in us no matter how far we've gone. We have to be able to forgive ourselves. Shame that turns into guilt, that turns into dejection and apathy and yiyush, hopelessness, is not healthy. So often, we go through our avodas Hashem, and we falter. We didn't live up to our expectation, how much we wanted to learn, how we wanted to act towards others, watching Lashon Hara, how much we wanted to watch our eyes, and avoid things that we should avoid and didn't avoid. And we feel guilty, and then there's a path to the descent is pretty fast. And I think what we're saying perhaps is L'cha Hashem atzdaka, not Hashem uses righteousness. You are so charitable. L'cha Hashem hatzdaka with the hey hayidiyah. Maybe hatzdaka, the lashon of hastik, you justify us. You have so much hope that you come up with excuses why we went off the track. Why? And you understand more than anyone does. And you, L'cha Hashem hatzdaka, you're the one who's the most charitable and never giving up to us and holding on to us and grasping us. L'cha Hashem hatzdaka, because of that. And I'm embarrassed. You're so loving. I don't deserve it. I feel like I don't deserve it, and yet you never give up on me. V'lo b'shas hapanim. I'm embarrassed, but that type of embarrassment, when we're embarrassed in front of someone like a mother who cleans up after us, will never give up hope to us, or a parent, certainly mothers who can look beyond whatever inferiority complex we have about ourselves. They only see the best. That's how Hashem looks at us. And that's how we have to feel. So it's good to be ashamed. Lanu b'shas hapanim, but a b'shas hapanim that knows that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is embracing us. May we go through the Yemei Slichos in preparation for Rosh Hashanah, And of course, feel embarrassed that we didn't live up. How can we do that? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who cleans up our mess time and again and never gives up hope, and is the ultimate hatzdaka, justifier of what we do. He understands it more than anyone does. But that should never give us license to sin, but it should give us license to feel bad and rectify ourselves and rise up into his embrace, a loving embrace, and come clean and present ourselves in the most perfect way before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, rectifying that relationship. L'cha Hashem Hatzdaka. There's no one like you. There's no one like you who's as charitable, Hatzdaka, who knows how lahatzik, to validate us and to justify and understand us like no one else. We feel bad, but we know you're holding our arm and you're grabbing us and you're bringing us closer, and it's unconditional. We hope we'll rise to that challenge. That'll bring a positive response, not a negative one. Thank you.